There was a major death that closed out the Season 5 premiere of Game of Thrones, and it's one not even book readers could have seen coming. At the end of the episodes, after refusing to kneel before Stannis Baratheon, Mance Rayder was gruesomely roasted alive until Jon Snow put him out of his misery with an arrow. A very similar scene takes place in the George R.R. Martin's books, including the roasting and the arrow. But on the page, it's one of Rayder's lieutenants, Rattleshirt, who dies. Melisandre glamours Rattleshirt to look like Mance and Mance to look like Rattleshirt, and Jon, not knowing Mance is dead, starts training with Mance in disguise. We know there's no glamoring going on here because Rattleshirt hasn't been seen on the show since Season 3. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and also click on the notification bell to remain updated. So why did Dan Weiss and David Benioff decide to bump off Mance on the show? Well, for a number of reasons. First of all, it's pretty clear that the mission statement of this season is efficiency. I'm a huge fan of the books, but if you'll forgive me for saying so, Martin's fourth and fifth novels could have used a lot of editing. That's essentially what Weiss and Benioff are doing here. They've obviously gotten rid of the whole plot with Mance Rayder's baby, so, apparently, that book storyline doesn't pay off in a significant way, and without that plot there isn't a real reason to keep Mance around. Except, of course, for the part about him training Jon. That relationship is actually pretty lovely in the books. But it hasn't been translating very well on screen, has it? That's no fault of Hines, who is a brilliant actor. But those long scenes with Mance and Jon in various snowy tents haven't really been landing. Their scene in the cell delivered tonight, though, and that's because their conversation had very real stakes. But, more importantly, the way Jon treated Mance here, and the leadership he showed in stepping up and firing that mortal arrow, went a long way towards rehabilitating a character that has never come across as well on screen as it did in the books. Game of Thrones worked pretty hard in Season 4 to make Jon Snow a more believable leader. But, due in large part to having been aged up for the show, Snow still isn't quite the boy wonder he was in the books. But even Jon Snow's biggest detractors have to admit that his rebellious/decisive act of mercy with the arrow, in the books he orders his archers, here he takes the shot himself, was pretty impressive. This is a man I would follow. But just because the death makes sense for the show, doesn't mean everyone is about to go gently into that good night. Back in March, in their lengthy cover story about this season, Entertainment Weekly interviewed an anonymous longtime member of the cast who was upset to find out he died much earlier on the show than he did in the books. My completely unconfirmed suspicion. That actor was Ciarán Hinds. The pieces all fit. Hinds has been around since Season 2, played a very background role, and likely expected to step up into a more featured position in Season 5. The anonymous actor told EW, "We'll miss Hinds, who was certainly never used to his full strength in Game of Thrones. But if he had to go so we could root a little harder for Jon Snow, well, then it was worth it." Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and drop comments. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything.